Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to the Midnight Embroidery Show. We have a lot going on tonight. I see we have quite a few people in our chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. And so I said we have a lot to do tonight. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making our new Liana Lion. So y'all are going to watch me make that. I just wanted to say that I thought that I had those files already uploaded to the website, but I realized today that they weren't there. And so I did that this morning. So if you want to go download the files now, if you plan to follow along with the tutorial, please hop over to the website and go pick up those files. We also are going to be having a few giveaways tonight. And I'm going to be showing some of the items from the release to you guys. I'm going to show you kind of how I make tutorials. And then we have a secret surprise for all of you, just you who are in the live chat tonight. So unfortunately, if you're watching on the live stream, unless you're quick, you will miss the secret surprise in tonight's live stream. So everybody tell me what their largest hoop size is. Tell me what your largest hoop size is while we are getting ready to do some things tonight. Mine is the 8 by 12. What is yours? Thank you guys for such sweet compliments. I'm looking forward to some juicy questions tonight. I have my mug that I got from Disney. This is from the Tower of Terror. So I just had to have some coffee tonight. I've only had one cup today. And I'm one of those people who drink coffee at nighttime. I noticed whenever I'm approving people for the Facebook group, believe it or not, I would say that 60% of our members have larger than an 8 by 12 hoop. I was actually kind of surprised at that. So quite a few people have larger than a 6 by 10 and an 8 by 12. I'm seeing big numbers like 10 by 14 is very common. So I have done a lot to prepare tonight so that we can move quickly. I've tried to do everything that I can ahead of time so that everything is respectful of everyone's time. Again, if you're just joining us, hop over to the website, download the Lion files if you haven't already. And while we are waiting on that, just in case some people are still getting things downloaded, I wanted to show you guys the quilt blocks. I finished all of them, so I wanted to show them to you one at a time. You guys know we've already made the pencil block together. So we did that last week. If you missed that live stream, you can go back and see a live tutorial on how to make the free pencil block, which is free to everyone. You don't have to do anything to get it. You don't have to add it to your cart. All you have to do is just grab it from the website. And then you can just watch that and follow along. There's also a tutorial in the download for you. So that was last week's project. And then this is our flying geese block. Here is the framed version and here is the edge to edge version. So you can see how sweet that looks together. I did a different look on this block, but I really like the simplicity of this one. So that's the flying geese. This one is the color chips, I believe. Yes, color chips. So you'll see it has 3 and then it has a border around. This one just has the border, so it doesn't come in edge to edge. But that one is really pretty too. Here is our economy block. This one is edge to edge only. So it has one piece and then these diamond pieces and then bigger diamond pieces out here. So sweet. I love that one. And I was actually shocked at how much I love. This is our Go Fly a Kite quilt block. Is this not the sweetest thing? I use the same fabrics on these, but this is the edge to edge and this is the framed version. Which one's your favorite? I think I like the edge-to-edge version. Imagine this as a whole quilt with just this block and these fabrics just repeated. That would just be so precious. So that's the Go Fly quilt. Let's see. This one is called Mountains. Let me see if I can make them face the right way. I did this one out of Christmas fabric. This is the edge to edge and this is the framed. And I just wanted some cheery Christmas fabrics that I've been holding on to and I got a chance to use them. Isn't that precious? I love it. Oh, this one is my favorite, you guys. I wouldn't say it was tedious to make. It's really simple because it took very small scraps, but I got to use my favorite fabric. But I just love this. This is the tilt tiles is what it is. I love how you can fit so many different kinds of fabric in here. And I just chose to use the white in the skinny parts and then a colored fabric in the others. And oh, it's so precious. I love it. It looks busy, but it was really easy to make. I love this one. My favorite one. Then we have the famous, I think it's called a half square triangle, if I'm not mistaken. It can't be a half triangle, so it has to be half square triangle. And this one is just the framed. So this one doesn't come in an edge to edge. All right, and then we have, this is a square and square. This one also is an edge to edge block. And I fussy cut these little elves. Is that not cute? Out of the Pixie Noel from Riley Blake. And I just did a pretty little Christmas color, that kind of pink and aqua. This would be so pretty as a quilt. This whole fabric line here. And this one is unique. This one's called the portrait block. So you would also fussy cut something and make it look like a little portrait, and it just looks like a little Polaroid. It's so cute. A little bit different dimensions on this one. So this one is not square. It's a little rectangular, but this would be really fun. And then the last one we have here, this one is our stripe. So this one comes in an edge to edge and a framed version. This one is precious too. What I love about these quilt blocks is I'm a big Riley Blake fabric fan. I don't know about you guys. You probably have your own fabric lines that you look forward to. You pre-order when they come out. And there was this this line that came out. It was called Milk and Honey by Ella Lutz for Riley Blake. And I had that, and I made almost all of our doll clothes out of that fabric. And I just had a few little bitty pieces left. And I got to use them in these quilt blocks, and that just made my heart hum. I love it. Now I get to have them forever and they won't get lost. But yeah, that's all of our quilt blocks. You guys, I have so many more quilt blocks coming out. My plan, if you want to borrow my plan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make every single block, obviously because I have to for the website, but then I'm going to take all those blocks when I get them all done, and I'm going to sew them together to create a quilt. And I'm so excited about it because I haven't made a quilt in so long, and I just think all of these mixed together, all those different shapes, and I'm going to try to stick with the same color theme of this pink, blue, and yellow, but I think it's going to be precious. I'm so excited. And I think that's a really efficient way of tackling such a large project. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and reveal the secret for tonight, you guys. Are you ready? I tried to see if anybody wanted to guess what the secret was. I want to give you one last chance to guess. Anybody have an idea of what the secret is for tonight? All right, I'm going to go ahead and spill the beans, you guys. Are you ready? What I've decided to do, me and my husband decided that we are going to give everyone one free doll, animal doll from the website. There's 16 of them that you can choose from, and it's just for our live audience only. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to the website, and you have until midnight, so you don't have to do it right this minute, but you can if you want to. So here's the secret. go to the website and go to the In the Hoop animals or In the Hoop dolls and pick one of the animal dolls, add it to your shopping cart. This only works on one doll, and you're going to use coupon code Midnight Special. So you can go and pick any doll that you want to. The ones that are not included are the ones from this release, and the Ladybug and the Bumblebee are also not included, but all the other ones are. So the reindeer, the kitty cat, the fox, the bat, you go pick which one you want, add it to your shopping cart, nothing else, just add that design, and then in the coupon code, enter Midnight Special. It's all lowercase letters and there's no spaces, Midnight Special, and you will get that design for free. And I just wanted to thank everyone for being here. If you want to do that while you're listening to me do the tutorial, you can have fun and pick your favorite animal. And most of the animals, you guys, they come with an outfit already. So just look at the description and you'll see which outfit comes with that doll. All right, we're going to get started on our tutorial tonight. I have already gotten my placement line stitched out, and we're going to start with the arms. So all our animal dolls are going to be made the same way as our lion that I'm going to be showing tonight. So this is our arm file. I'm going to write on the stabilizer so that you guys can see and we can stay organized. These are the arms, and I'm going to be making the sewn in arms. Okay, but I'm going to be referencing our doll joint arms. I've already made the doll joint arms, you guys, so that I could save time. Here is what it looks like. This is our little doll joint arm. I went ahead and stuffed it, but we're going to be making the sewn in version. So you're going to start with a box like this, and here's our placement line for the seam. Now, you guys, I had a problem. My problem was that I ran out of fabric, and I'll show you why later. And I had to be very careful with my fabrics. So these arms, I got to create, you're going to cut a piece of fabric to cover the top box here, like this large piece of fabric. And then you're going to cut a second piece of fabric down here for the smaller box. And I ran out of fabric and I had to cut two smaller pieces. So I'm going to use those in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and use the big piece now. So you want to place your fabric right side up, and you want to overlap this line by 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to put the other piece of fabric right side down. This fabric, it does not have a right side up or a right side down. This is the Robert Kaufman exit. Let me see if I can say this, you guys. It's the linen that Robert Kaufman has. Essex. I think I said it right that time. Essex. And it has so many colors. I love, love, love the linen fabrics that Robert Kaufman has. They are superb quality. They make these animals feel really good when you're all finished. But you're going to put the larger piece of fabric overlapping this line by about 1/2 inch, and then a white piece of fabric on top of that. And I'm going to tape it in place, and we're going to go to the embroidery machine and stitch a tack down line. I'm going to be using dark thread so that everybody can see what I'm doing tonight, but make sure that whenever you stitch yours that you use a thread that matches. You guys are so welcome. I hope that you find a doll that you don't have and one that is your favorite, and go and adopt you a little baby animal doll. They need homes, you guys. Here, I'm going to pick on some comments while we are getting things going here. So, Gretchen Bradle says she used doll joints for the first time last week and loved them. They are so convenient. I love doll joints too because I don't like hand sewing, and that's a really fast way to, it's for lazy people. But you know, it also adds posability to your animals so their heads can turn and their arms can move, which makes it really fun. All right, we got that line stitched right here. So I am going to remove my tape and get my handy dandy scissors here. I won't be able to give away things like that every episode, but I just wanted to do something special tonight. So I hope you guys find a doll that you love. All right, here is the trimmings. You may not even need to trim that, but I like to cut it. I like to leave at least 1/8 of an inch. And then we're going to unfold it, and I'm going to finger crease it. I'm going to do this while it's attached to the stabilizer because it's helping me do this more easily. So I'm just going to crease that really good. And then we're going to do something that you're not going to expect. We are going to remove this fabric. So you're just going to grab it on the seam, you guys. And you can see I'm using tearaway stabilizer, and it's just going to tear very gently. If it does that, don't worry, it's okay. And we're gonna remove it from the stabilizer just like this. And the reason why we're doing that is because we have this lower part of the arm is a white fabric, and in order for it to look the same on both sides, we have to create a seam, and then we have to remove that fabric. Now this leaves us with a tear in the stabilizer, but we're not going to get a new piece of stabilizer. What you can do is you can just put a piece of tape over this, but what I like to do is just use a scrap of stabilizer, and I'm going to use my little scrap that I have here. The reason why I don't like to use tape is because when I use this clear tape, what happens is when I finish the arms and I'm removing them from the hoop, the tape sticks to the fabric and I have to peel it off really carefully. And with the scrap stabilizer, you don't have to do that. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit of adhesive. This is my 505 temporary adhesive. And then I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit, and I'm gonna lift up the hoop and I'm just gonna stick it on the back. And guess what? It'll be just fine, just like that. I don't have to tape it or nothing. It'll stick. Just gonna pull my stabilizer taut again. All right. Now we're gonna go back to the embroidery hoop, and we are gonna, whoops, no, we're not ready to do that yet. I forgot something. We are actually gonna put our other fabric. Let me get a pencil. So where we remove this, I mean, I can see this line, but I want you guys to see it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna redraw this line. That's our little overlap line, okay? Just like so. If anyone is just now joining us, the secret for tonight is called the Midnight Special. And what you can do is you can go to the website and you can pick any of our animal fabric dolls with the long legs and arms. And they are, you can pick one for free if you use the coupon code Midnight Special. All right. So now I had a problem, right? I don't have a piece of fabric that's big enough, but I have to create something to this effect with this seam. So I'm going to do a trick here. I've never done this before, and I'm hoping it'll work. I'm going to get a ruler, and I'm going to find the center. So this is a 6-inch wide box for me, and I'm just going to mark the center really quick of this little box. And now I'm going to draw a straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, that is the center of the box. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one piece of fabric and I'm going to put it right up to that halfway line. I'm trying to be frugal because this is the last of this color fabric I have. I have to order more, you guys. But I'm going to put the fabric, I'm going to overlap this line by 1/2 inch. But I'm going to let the fabric over here touch the line. I hope this works. I'm going to do the same over here. So I'm going to overlap this one by a 1/2 inch and let it touch the center line. I hope this works, you guys. And now we need, if I can find my fabric, here it is, my other white piece of fabric. And I'm just going to put that on top of these fabrics, and I'm going to try not to disturb it. Let's tape this in place. Trying to be frugal with our fabrics. All right, I think that's good enough. Now we can go back to the embroidery machine and get that stitched. You guys, I'm gonna take questions here in a minute. I'm not ignoring you guys. I just want to be respectful of everybody's time tonight. So let me get this machine doing its thing. I am so glad some of you are getting to come to the live for the very first time. So exciting. You guys, if you're probably going to hear me repeat the secret a couple times tonight, just because I know some people are coming and going, and I don't want them to miss the the midnight special. Also, if you see someone new and they're like, "Hey, I'm just joining," you can tell them what the secret is. Also, I want to mention that we are doing some giveaways tonight, and we're going to test our new giveaway wheel. And I'm so excited. I want to hear you guys' feedback on that. But here's what our prize is. So tonight we are doing a giveaway again, like we did last week, of a yard of our doll fabric, a doll magnetic pacifier, a 30mm 6-pack of doll joints, a 35mm, 45mm. You get 6 each of those. You also get a cut of our faux fur so you can make a doll wig for your doll, and you get a free doll needle. So we will be doing a giveaway in just a bit. And let's go back to our thing here we got going on. Let's hope it worked. I'm going to trim this seam just a bit. I'm using my double curved applique scissors from Ginger. You guys, they do not sponsor this channel. I just love these scissors. And I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. I don't think I'm ever going to accept any sponsors for the our YouTube channel. I don't like the idea of having to make videos that please other people. And you know, have you ever noticed that sometimes they recommend products that you have no interest in? And it's just not worth it to me. I'm going to spray some adhesive here on the bottom. And we're going to unfold this fabric. I'm going to try to pull it taut. And we're going to crease it with our fingernail and then smooth it out like so. All right, you guys, I'm going to try not to disturb that upper fabric. Matter of fact, I may put a piece of tape here just so it doesn't shift. I sure hope this works. Trying something new. We are going to go back to our embroidery machine. Here is what we have so far, and we have a special step to do next. So we are going to be stitching the claws on the bottoms of the arms. And if you are making the doll joint version, there's going to be some little circles on your stabilizer. And those little circles, what you could do, let me see if I can find it. You would cut little circles of felt and you would stick them to the circles that are on your stabilizer. You'll see it on the file. What that does is whenever you stitch the support circles on your doll joint arms for the doll joints, that felt is going to give those satin stitches something nice to bite into, and it's going to really help your arms to be stronger when they're attached to the doll. And then the doll joint arms are made the same way, so they're going to have this little white fabric at the bottom. We're going to go and stitch the little paw marks on the arms. You guys, I've made part of the lion, but this will be my first time tonight seeing it all done together. So I actually did not prototype this lion doll. So this is, however it turns out, I'm about to find out. But I'm pretty confident that everything's gonna be the right shape just because I've made so many of these animal dolls. Let's see if we have some good questions here. Let's see. Here's Gloria Haney. I like this comment she made. She said, I appreciate the no sponsor stance. There is someone that is on every day and her videos sound like a commercial the entire hour. I know, that's horrible. And I just feel like the viewers are here to see the Midnight Embroidery Show. They're not here to see a sponsorship for a meal service just so I can make a few dollars off of you ordering a meal service. That to me, I mean, I understand why YouTubers do it. The reason why, you guys, is because they don't have a business. They just started doing YouTube. And they're trying to find a way to make money doing YouTube because YouTube doesn't pay much money anymore. So I don't fault them for it. I understand why they do it, but it's just not right for us. So, and that's not to say I'll never do it. It would have to be a really special reason for me to do it. Like it would have to be like, what do you call it? A collaboration with like Brother Machine or something like that, because obviously I already have a Brother Machine and many of you do too. It's super relevant. So I had a little boo-boo here and I'm trying to figure out what happened. I think my thread messed up, you guys. I don't know. Yes, my thread popped out. Give me 1 second. So while we're doing that, why don't you guys tell me in the comments, whenever I watch the replay, I'm going to be reading those comments, which doll you picked for your freebie on the website. And if you are just now joining the live stream, we have a special tonight for everyone. You can go to the website and you can pick one of our animal dolls and then you add it to your shopping cart and you can use the coupon code Midnight Special, all one word, and you can get that doll for free. It's only once per customer. So I appreciate if you guys would respect that. Just add that one doll that you want. It can be the fox or the panda or the kitty. You guys, this thread is limp. It's giving me a fit. I can't get it in. My goodness. Oh, I got it. Sometimes you have to take the hoop off the machine. That sure makes it easier. And I'm going to hold on to that thread. All right. I'm going to back up a few stitches just in case the machine missed a few stitches. I don't want a hole in my embroidery. So I'm just going to move a step or two and let's get the machine going again. I'm going to let it take a few stitches and then I'm going to trim this thread. You guys, my automatic threader is not working. So that's why I had to do that by hand. All right, now let's get that going again. All right. Let's see if we have any good questions tonight. You guys, I'm going to be scrolling and looking for just a minute. Bear with me. Let's see. Monkey doll. Somebody picked our monkey. Ruby and Ralph reindeer. Rana, she picked the Ruby and Ralph. Ibens, she says, I have them all. I'm so sorry, but you know what? We'll have other special giveaways on the show, and I will try to make sure that it's something that everyone can enjoy. I'm going to get me some coffee. Okay. Oh, we finished our little stitches here. Let's go back and look. We're going to get some comments and questions in just a minute. All right, so I stitched the little paw marks. We're gonna take this piece of fabric. We removed it from the hoop, and you guys, it's like this for all the animals. Some of the animals do not have this fabric at the bottom of their arms and legs. So I'm thinking of like, oh, which one? Well, like the bee and the ladybug, they don't have little mittens or socks on their feet, but some of the animals do. So you're just gonna take this and you're gonna place it right side down. Now, if you're making the doll joint arms, do you see where the stitching is on the back of your fabric here? And then if you look here on your fabric, you're gonna need to know this if you're doing doll joint arms. You see where the stitching starts here? And then when you lift up, you can see where it ends over here. You can't see the stitches, but you can see where the fabric is connected. So if you're doing the doll joint arms, you are gonna want to align where the stitching starts on this and this end to this fabric here. But you don't have to do that with the sewn in arms. You're just going to align the seam. And you naturally will just kind of make them in the same, you know, where the stitching starts on each one, if it's close enough. But yeah, you see how I'm just going to align these seams here? Okay. There's that. How would you guys like to do a giveaway in just a minute? I think we should do a giveaway every time we complete a hooping. I think that would be a good idea. What do you guys think? Let me scroll down my comments here. Here's a great question. So Monique says, is Mrs. Claus in your future plans? She is. I am definitely going to have a Mrs. Claus. I'm thinking about doing an elf with this body style, you guys. What do you think? This Christmas, would you like to see me do an elf that's like this with the clothes kind of built in? What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea to make this long-legged fabric option for the elves? Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a good, let's see. I'm so tired today. And by the way, you guys, if you ask a question and you really want to answer it and it scrolls past and I don't see it, then just, it's okay to re-ask. I won't think that you're bugging me or nothing. So just feel free to re-ask. It is going to be a busy live stream tonight. You guys are picking some great ones. I'm glad that it's useful. Okay, what we're going to do now is we got everything taped and aligned. We are going to go back to the machine and we're going to stitch the final tack down line for these arms. And then we're going to have a giveaway. If you're just joining the live stream tonight, you guys, we have a special surprise. You can go to the website and you can pick any of our animal dolls that have the long legs and arms that are made out of fabric. So like our fox and our kitty, cotton fabric. I think if you go under the In the Hoop section, there's a subcategory called In the Hoop Animals, and you will see all of those cotton fabric, long-legged animals. And you can pick one, add it to your cart, and then you can only have one, and then just enter the coupon code Midnight Special, and you will get that for free. Just our way of saying thank you. Let me get my coffee. Okay. I did want to show you guys all of my apples. I finished 3 of them. Let me get the other one. Aren't they so cute? I made a white apple with a blue leaf. This one's face is so sweet. I can't remember this one's face. It might be, I can't remember, you guys. Smiley. I gave them all names, but it has a little cotton fabric for the leaf. And then I have, hang on one second, my machine is doing its thing again, you guys. Oh, this happens to me too much. All right, I'm going to rethread this machine. It wouldn't be embroidery if this didn't happen, right? I know I'm not alone in this. I'm just gonna get it threaded. I have my little tools close by. It might be about time for me to put a new needle. That's probably what the problem is. The problem with me is my eyesight is so bad. And I have to thread it by hand. And what happens is I can't see very well, so I have a trick. I like to get my hemostats and use them like tweezers to grab the thread. So let me see if I can do that. I'm actually gonna, nope, I don't want to remove the hoop. It might pull my thread. So I'm gonna reach back here and get it that way. I wish you guys could see this. Maybe you could help poor blind Becca. All right, I got the thread in the needle. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm actually gonna cut because I know the bobbin is still underneath. So got that done. And now I'm gonna back up just a few stitches. Crossing my fingers, you guys. All right, looks like I'm off to the races again. Sorry about that. But yeah, I have this little white apple with the smiley eyes. And then I used like this heart minky fabric, and I gave this one a little yellow leaf. That's so cute. And this one is my favorite. This minky fur is from Shannon Fabrics. It's their, I think it's called Marble. It's their Luxe Minky. It is just so soft. And I used one of my favorite milk and honey cotton pieces, my little scraps. I used it for the leaf. So those are the little apples. I wanted you guys to see them all. So Sandra, she asked a good question. She says, what is the Snuggle Safari event? It's our next release. So it's kind of in limbo right now. I don't like to like officially say it's released until I have all the pictures up on the website. But you guys, these releases are just back to back to back for our family. And it is a labor of love. Just all the tutorials, like each quilt block will have its own tutorial, and I'm working through those tutorials as fast as I can. That's usually my biggest slowdown, is getting those tutorials done. I've been in the sewing room for days, and while I'm sewing, I'm answering emails. It's just like a nonstop thing. My husband, he answers emails too. He does the Facebook post and things like that for us. But it is an event and it's just constant. So we're trying to get this release ready for you guys. And to make up for that, that's why we have the early bird pricing. So you'll notice that this release is a $20 release, but we have early bird pricing for just $17. So you can take advantage of me being quote unquote slow. It's not that I'm slow, I'm just inundated with work. But you can take advantage and save some money if you shop a little bit early, and then those files will be ready for you to download really soon because we are busting a hump this time. All right, we're getting ready to do a giveaway in just a minute, you guys. Let's take a look at these arms. We want to keep moving. So here's the final stitch. It's got an opening on the side, which is where we're going to stuff, and then this is where it connects to the body. And we are going to remove these from the stabilizer. And I'm hoping that it looks like, you know, my idea where I was trying to scrap I used fabric scraps for these arms. You guys, look, it worked. Yay, that makes me so happy. Look, so I had plenty of space and it worked. So thank goodness, because that was like, I think I had one scrap of fabric left from that entire yard, and it was only like 4 inches long by 1 inch wide. So it was not enough to, it was almost not enough to do this project. And like I said, I'll tell you guys why that is in just a little bit. I'm going to try to get all this stabilizer. Okay, we have it removed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture for the tutorial. So I told you guys I'm going to show you how I make tutorials, and this is how I do it. So every step, I'm going to stop and I'm going to use my camera to take a picture. Let's see if I can get it. Is it going to work tonight for me? Oh, I have it on movie mode. Darn it. Well, bear with me. I'm going to actually change my camera settings. So the camera quality may go down for just a minute for you guys. So hang on one second. All right. I have to do this. So we're going to deal with a little bit less quality on my camera, but I'll be able to take pictures. And I have this little remote. And I just press the shutter button. It also has a 2-second delay, and I can record video. And this is how I do my tutorials. I have my camera mounted overhead, and as I'm working, I'll stop and I'll just press, and you'll see the camera will freeze frame for you guys. Okay, now we're going to keep moving. Like I said, we're going to do that giveaway in just a minute. I'm very excited to try out our new giveaway wheel. Everybody say a prayer for the giveaway wheel that it works. We want it to work tonight. Last time we had to do a guess the number, didn't we? All right, I'm just going to put a new piece of stabilizer here. And let me get my stabilizer smoothed. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let me just advance my machine a few stitches, because some of this stuff I've already stitched out. We're going to skip the legs tonight, you guys. I'll show those legs to you in just a minute, but this will help us to save time. I don't want you guys to be here for 2.5 hours. I love you all, but I know you want to go to bed like I do. All right. Okay, this is where we want to be, right? Okay, so I'm going to start my machine. We're going to do the giveaway. Just give me 1 second to get this started. We're going to finish these arms. Now, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to enter into the chat comments #midnight. It can be uppercase, lowercase. It can be used in a sentence. #midnight. Go ahead and enter #midnight for me. Let me get this tape off. I hope everybody is having a beautiful Sunday. We had a little afternoon rain here and cooled things off, but we live in North Carolina and that means humidity. I'm using pinking shears to trim these just because I always worry that the fabric could be unraveled. And this makes me feel better that I'm using pinking shears. So I'm just going to trim all the way around these arms. There's one. Notice I left a little tab of fabric here on this arm. The reason why I did that is because when we ladder stitch our arms shut, it gives us a little bit more fabric to work with. And I like to leave about 1/4 of an inch at the end of the arms. So I just turn it. You don't need a big tab of fabric here, just a little one. And these scissors are so hard on my arthritic hands. All right, let's get rid of the mess. Okay. All right, you guys, let's get ready to do that giveaway. Everybody enter #midnight. The reason why I keep saying we're having a giveaway and giving you guys time is because there is a little bit of a delay. So I don't want anybody to get left out in the first giveaway. Now I will say, if you have won in the past few live streams, if you would not enter the giveaway, just to give everybody a chance to win something. Now, of course, I won't make you wait forever. If we change prizes and we have a different kind of prize, I would want you to try to enter the giveaway again, even if you've won. But tonight we have, let's talk about our prizes again. So we have that yard of fabric in the magnetic pacifier, all the doll joints, a piece of faux fur, and a doll needle. That is what we are having. All right, you guys, are you ready to see this giveaway wheel? I'm excited. Let's see what it looks like. Are you ready for this? This is going to be my first time seeing it. Please, God, let it be there. Here we go, you guys. Look at that giveaway wheel. Oh my goodness, there's so many names in it. So there's 115 names. And you guys, if you see in the, look, over here, it says chat online. So I know that it is listening to the chat. It's looking for everybody to enter #midnight. Right up here, and we are going to spin this wheel. I am so excited. Here you go, you guys. You guys are seeing this for the first time. So let me get it going. Are you ready? Here we go. 117 names. If you don't get in it now, don't worry. Let's see who wins. Wow. Butterfly twins and one butterfly. Now, if you win, it's going to remove you from the wheel for the whole night. Butterfly twins, butterfly twins, and one is our winner. Congratulations, sweetie. So what you're going to do is, I'm not going to contact you. You are going to contact me through the website, and you're just going to tell me what your YouTube profile name is and what your hoop size is. And if you want to pick your colors of fabric or your wig fabric, you can go to junodoll.com and you can see all those fabric colors there, and you can pick your favorite. And then let me know your hoop size so I can give you the correct size pacifier. So you guys, I have to know, what do you think of this giveaway wheel? Is it a winner or is it a loser? I finally got it working. So I actually hand coded the wheel myself. So I had to get my thinking brain back out. What I wanted was, I wanted something to show everyone's name, and I wanted it to be very fair. So a lot of those giveaway wheels that you like, tools for YouTubers online, they allow the YouTuber to add modifiers. Like if someone is a subscriber, they're more likely to win. I don't like that idea. I think it should be very fair. So I actually hand coded the wheel myself and designed all the graphics for it to match the brand. So I hope you guys like the giveaway wheel. We have used the StreamYard software. This same that Becky with Power Tools uses. It's the same live streaming software she does. I don't like that software because I don't like the giveaway tool. I feel like it only shows a few names, and you can't tell if your name is in the drawing. So I wanted a way for that to work. What I did was I turned this arm right side out. Do you like the wheel? Do you think it seems fair, you guys? Let me know. I can probably change things about it if I want. I'm just turning these arms right side out. Okay. Yes, I'm a nerd, you guys. I always joke that I never was a teenager. I went straight from being a kid to being an adult. I'm very independent, and I love to learn. I was homeschooled. I don't know if you guys know that, but my mother homeschooled me from the 10th grade on. So I still went to public school, but from the 10th grade and up, I was homeschooled. And This allowed me to start working whenever I was 15 years old. And I went to work with Dad, and he worked in a furniture factory. You guys, I'm going to iron these arms and make them nice and smooth. I'm going to let my iron heat up. But yeah, I went to work with Dad, and he worked in a furniture factory as a prototyper. And so me and Dad, we designed the fabric that goes on upholstery. All right, while I'm waiting on my iron to heat up, I'm actually going to stop for a minute. Let's get this here. This is our tail for our lion. And let me get my fabrics for the next hooping. Here we are making right now, let me write this down because we finished our arms. We're now making the back body. This is going to be the same, whoops, not the booby, the body. I get my B's and D's mixed up. Oh, man, I kill myself sometimes. All right. So, yeah. All of our dolls are made the same way. They're going to take this back body piece. Here's the tail placement line. I've cut 2 pieces of fabric. They go right sides together and they overlap. And we're just going to tape that in place and stitch it. And then we will iron those little arms. And I will show you guys the doll joint arm again in case you missed it. Okay. I had to get my ironing pad here. This ironing pad is the best thing. It's a wool ironing pad. I love it. And my mom, she got me a vintage iron that is like from the 1920s. And I need to start using that. I think that would be really cute to use. It's a tiny little iron. All right, I'm just ironing those flat. And here's our little arms, you guys can see. And here is, let's get these doll joint arms so you can see the difference. So the doll joint arms have the little doll joint on the back, and these are the sewn in arms. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the sewn in legs, which these dolls only have sewn in legs. So here's sewn in arms and sewn in legs. And I made these ahead of time so you guys don't have to watch me. So isn't that nice? You guys can, we can be done sooner. All right. We have stitched this tail here. If you're just joining us, by the way, we're gonna peel up the tail. And I like to do this right here where the stitching begins. If your doll that you're making has a tail, it'll probably be part of either the, well, it'll be part of the back body, but you see how I just peeled that up? Now look, it did tear the stabilizer. We're gonna fix that in a minute. Here's the tail. I'm gonna go ahead and trim it like so. When we finish this hooping, we're gonna have another giveaway. I think that's a good idea. I wonder who's gonna win next time. Now this one I am gonna use tape. I'm just gonna put tape because it's such a small area. I'm just gonna put tape right here. Now I can keep using the stabilizer and I won't waste any. All right. We are going to go back to the machine. It's like it never happened. So we are starting again, and this time we're gonna place or stitch the placement lines for the ears. And while that is going, I'm going to trim this tail. Yes, that is a great comment. Judy Held, she says, make sure to click the live button under the video. Sometimes when a commercial plays, the video gets delayed. Yes, you want to make sure that your chat is set on live chat, not top chat. So you'll see top chat sometimes. Let's see, I need my hemostats, the skinny ones. And I'm just gonna go up inside of here. I'm gonna open the hemostats and slide this tail down. Now, you guys, I did make this tail thicker so that you can get it started easier. I made it, this one is only 1/2 inch wide. I made it 3/4 of an inch in the final files. But yeah, that's how I do it. I get it started, and now it's started. I'm holding on to it with the hemostats, and I'm just slowly sliding it out of itself. And there's our little tail. I have a cute idea for this tail. What if we put fur on the end of it? Is that not cute? There's our little tail. Like I said, I did make it wider. Now, if you're making the 4x4, 5x5, or 5x7, and possibly the 8x8, I tried to make your tail as wide as I could, but there comes a point whenever it gets too narrow to do it with fabric. So you will want to use felt. So if you're making a smaller doll, you can use felt. And that way you don't have to turn it right side out. You can just remove it from the stabilizer and trim it real close to the stitching, and then you got a little felt tail. You can also use ribbon. That's another idea. And that way you don't have to make the tail at all. Let's put this in a safe spot. All right, you guys, here is our little ear placement line. Let me get... Miss DH says you need some turning tubes. They are awesome. I hear you. I see people use those. I need to get me some. All right, here is the ears. So what I like to do with the ears is I'm going to use one piece of white fabric for the inside of the ears and one piece of the body fabric for the other side. And I'm just going to put them, they go right sides together, and you're going to cover the outline for the ears. And then you just tape it in place. You know what's really great about these animal dolls is you don't have to have any special fabric. You don't have to have minky or fur. You just have to have any cotton fabric that is currently in your stash. If you asked a question and you really want me to answer, you can ask again. Right now would be a good time. I'm going to stitch the tack down for these ears. The chat's going by pretty quickly tonight. Let's see. Beverly has a good comment. Beverly Lanham, she says a rope tail would look cute too. That would be. Or yarn, you could braid it. I did that with our elephant. Let me show you guys the elephant. Here is the easy elephant that comes in the exclusive set. So I made this little elephant. It's done in, so it has two versions. It is done in one hooping. This is the size for one hooping, and then it'll have another option that you can add one more hooping, but you can make it twice as big. So this is a cute little, you know, it doesn't have like a tummy or anything, but it's like a really cute little baby gift. You could put a squeaker inside, and I did a little yarn tail and I braided it. So I thought that I gotta sew his little rump shut. But here's his beautiful little ears. He's white. A good dog toy or a baby gift? I saw a really good question. Tracy Bennett says, what doll joints did you say to buy? So Tracy, what I would do, now we do sell them through Juno Doll. We have a whole bunch. We had some made in Japan, but we are not ready to sell any right now. So what you can do is you can go to CR Crafts, CRC Crafts. C is in cat, R is in Randy. And by the way, you guys, I'm removing these ears from the stabilizer. crcrafts.com, and if you look at their old style doll joints, I highly recommend you get those. Don't get the new ones with the beige locking disc. You want to get the ones that are all white. They're easy to snap together, and they're exactly like the ones that we sell. So I have removed these ears from the hoop. I've already taken pictures of this step for the tutorial, so I don't have to take pictures again for the tutorial, you guys, until I get to the body. But I'm just going to trim these ears. That's a good question. Thank you for that. Yes, get your doll joints. Don't go on Amazon. Go to CRC Crafts and get your doll joints from there. Look for the old style doll joints. And They are very inexpensive. You can get a whole bunch of them. Stacy says that she got the new ones. That's okay. I mean, you can probably still use them. Just heat them up, Stacy. Heat them up with some hot water or something. Let me see if we got any. Let's see, Tammy Campos says, please temporarily release the Dragon Manual and bonus pages. I discovered you after the release. We get that a lot. Tammy, thank you for that question. So we have 2 different sections on the website. One is exclusive designs that are now retired. And then we also have vault designs. So vault designs are things that will come out again, like seasonally. And the reason why we have vault designs, in case you guys didn't know, it's really hard to ask customers what they want us to make, like what they would like for me to make. And, you know, we'll get a lot of ideas. Sometimes in the past, I've done a poll and I've asked customers, hey, what do you want the next design to be? And then I'll make that design, and then maybe sales aren't as great as they could have been. So we thought that if we had a vault, it would help us to understand more what customers really want, what, you know, customers are looking for. And so when something gets released, it's released with other designs and people buy. But I can't tell what design in that release caused people to want to buy. So if we have the vault, I put a few, sometimes I put designs in the vault because I want to test a type of design, maybe something that's unique, to see if customers really liked that. And so whenever I re-release it from the vault, I get new sales data. It tells me what people want me to make. Then there are exclusive designs, which are retired, and those are special designs that we reward customers with when they purchase from us during a release. So if you shop during a release, we usually have an exclusive design for our customers, just a way of saying thank you so much for supporting our business. We don't really have any other way of saying thank you other than just giving you something that is very special. So that we love those exclusive designs. If you have a question about an exclusive design, just email me and I can explain that more to you. All right, I saw a great question. So Belle Rose says, what size doll are you working on? This is the, it's like an 8x12. It's a little bit smaller than an 8x12. But here's our ears, you guys. Now, we still have these little holes in the stabilizer, but I don't want to get a new piece of stabilizer, so I am going to tape this up. I'm actually going to use a scrap of stabilizer. So let me show you how to do that again. I just take some spray adhesive. If you guys are just joining the live stream, we have a special tonight, a special secret. And what that is you can go to the website. You can pick one of our animal dolls with the long legs, like Felicity Fox, Camilla Chick, Primrose Panda. We have so many of those little long-legged cloth animal dolls, and you can pick one for free, and you can add it to your shopping cart and use Midnight Special, no spaces, all lowercase, Midnight Special, and you can have that design for free. So just wanted you to know that. All right, we got our design all taped up, so now the stabilizer is like it never happened. We're going back to the hoop. You guys, each time we finish a hooping tonight, we are going to do a giveaway. So I showed you guys my little beautiful elephant. We also have a crayon zipper pouch that's coming out in this release. So you guys, you know, we have the little pencil and the notebook paper design that has the little back to school felty zipper pulls. So I decided to make a new one. So I did a little crayon box design, and that's going to be an exclusive for our customers. So, and this one is lined, so it doesn't have any raw fabric on the inside. All right, we got our ears done. We got our legs and our arms and our tail. There is something that I added to the file at last minute, and I'm not gonna make it tonight, but I made it ahead of time. So this lion, you guys, what do lions have? They have a mane. So what I did was I put a file, I put a design in your file that allows you to make little fabric like shapes like this, like little humps. And that's what we're going to use tonight. And I made them ahead of time because there's so many of them. But it's called, the file is called mane. And it allows you to make a fabric mane so that it's safe for babies and young children. But you can also use yarn. This is a chenille yarn. You can use that as the mane on your lion. And we'll talk about that later. I also have a kind of like a smooth minky that you can make this out of instead of cotton. Or you could use fleece scraps. You could just cut a bunch of strips of fleece and use that for your mane. Let me fix my machine because you guys, you know me, my machine every day. It's probably because I've been sewing on it for days straight. She's getting tired, you guys. She doesn't want to do this anymore. But let me get my thread back in the machine, and I am so sorry for this. Get back in there. But it should make you feel better that even us with multi-needles, we have struggles too. I'm gonna have to get me a magnifying glass because I am it's so hard for me to see it. Oh my goodness, it went in the first time? How is this possible? Got lucky. All right. And I'm just gonna, something that can help. If I saw this in a forum, because I was doing some research on why in the world the embroidery machines have they have a hard time stitching on stabilizer, like only stabilizer, especially the 10 needles. I noticed that Becky with Power Tools with Thread, her machine does the same thing sometimes. So I did some research on it, and they say if you pull the bobbin string out just a bit and put it in, it gives the top thread something to grab onto, and it will stop that from happening. I think I saw it in a Facebook group. Someone else mentioned it, and I was like, I'm gonna try that, and it actually worked. So y'all help me to remember that. I'm just gonna hold the thread and let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna stop it and trim. Where are my scissors? The #1 lost item. My scissors. Okay. Okay, we're gonna let it do its thing. Let's go back and see. Let's see. Stacy asked another question. She says, how do you get rid of the live chat again, please? So you actually want it to be on live chat. At the top of the chat panel on the live stream, you will see top chat, and then you will see live chat. Top chat doesn't show the most recent chat. So it has a little arrow with a drop down, and you want to choose to be viewing the live chat. And that way you know that you can see what the most recent comments and questions are. Let's see. I'm looking at you guys' comments while I have a chance. Ivory Henson, she says a satin mane would be a nice texture contrast too. I like that idea. Yeah, that would be precious to do it. And it would be nice and thin. And babies love that satin. So that would be just super cute. Let me get you guys. All right, so here is the outline for the back of the body. It's the same for all of our animals. You'll notice it has these 2 circles right here. Again, the reason why I have that is because we want to spray some adhesive. This will give the satin stitch for the circle. If you're making the doll joint version, it gives those satin stitches something to bite into. It makes the fabric stronger right there. We're not going to be doing the doll joint circles. Actually, I'm going to stitch them on this doll, you guys. We're not going to use the doll joint circles, but I do want you to see them, okay? I want you to see how it's done. So you're going to put the 2 pieces of fabric. All right, now we have some other fabrics for this hooping. So first we need a piece of fabric that's going to cover this half of the lower boxes. So one of these boxes down here, you're going to cut 2 pieces that are generous. I always say a 1/2 inch on each side of the width, and then about a 1/2 inch at the top, a 1/2 inch at the bottom. You just eyeball it. You don't have to measure the fabric. So we have that. It's going to cover this section. And then we have a larger piece of fabric for the upper half of the doll. This is kind of wrinkly. I need to iron it. Now, I will say this is my testing file. And you guys, I forgot to edit it for the show tonight. There's supposed to be a placement line for the tail. And I forgot to go back into the file and add it. It is in your file though. It's just that my file that I have on my machine is missing it. So I'm going to pretend that I have a placement line for the tail. Let me show you what I'm going to do. All right, so we just need 1 piece of fabric and we want it to be right side up. Here's our lines that we need to focus on. This is important. And this is important. We want to overlap this line and this line by 1/2 of an inch. So I'm just going to place it. I'm looking here. That's about a 1/2 of an inch. And at the top, it's also about a 1/2 of an inch. You see how I did that? I am going to use a little bit of spray adhesive here because I don't want it to move, and it is kind of wrinkly. So I'm just going to do that. Now, I told you the next step would be to stitch the little line that shows you where to put your tail. But I forgot, so I'm going to pretend I know about where it is. I know it's about here. So I'm making sure that I am going to place my tail about here. And we're going to talk about how it's done. You're just going to tape your tail, you guys, so that it is over the little tail placement line. And then you're going to go to your machine and you're going to stitch a tack down line. So we're going to pretend that that happened. And then you're going to take your second piece of fabric and you're going to place it right side down on top. Whoops, that's the wrong one. That's the big piece. We don't want to use that. Goodness gracious. That would really mess me up because I have no more fabric. All right, we're going to take this piece and we're going to put it right side down, right on top of the other one, here and here. Yeah, it always scares me whenever I'm using my last bit of a color to do a prototype. That's why I grab my ugly fabrics when I do prototyping, because I usually only have a little bit of the good stuff. All right, we're going to go to the machine. Here's what it looks like now. We're going to stitch a tack down line, and I'm going to look and see what kind of comments we got. Feel free to ask again. Let's see. Here is a great question from Steve Norma Kaufman. She says, is there a common size to get for the doll joints? Here is what I would do. If you normally do 4x4, 5x5 sizes, I would go to Amazon and get the little plastic, the black safety eyes. You know, the little eyes that you use on stuffed animals? Use those as your doll joints because they don't make doll joints small enough for some of these hoop sizes. Like if you see in the tutorial where I have, hey, if you're using a 4x4, use a 12mm doll joint, they don't make that size. So go get you some black plastic eyes. If you're using the 5x7, 8x8 hoop, then I would get a lot of the 20mm, 25mm, and 30mm. And then for the 6x10 hoop and up, get you lots of 35s, 30s, and 45s. If you have a big hoop and you're making big dolls, get you some 55mm, but also have some 45s and 35s. So if you're really going to stock up on a size, get 30s and 35s and 45s. For most of us, that's going to be what sizes. That's a great question. Thank you for that. Let me make sure this hoop, if it sounds jiggly, I need to tighten it. All right, you guys, here is the little tack down lines. We're going to untape it. I'm going to spray a little bit of adhesive and we're going to unfold it. Okay, just like so. And then we are going to take that big piece of fabric and we are going to place it so that it is overlapping this line by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to tape this in place because it's so wrinkly. I'm looking at you guys' questions. All right, so we got that taped in place. We are going to go back to the machine. I'm going to stitch a tack down line. I'm looking at questions here. I don't want to miss them. Ilana Joth, she asked a question, what model 3D printer do you have? So I have the Bamboo Lab A1. It was on Black Friday, I think it was $350, and it came with a quote unquote multicolor printer. The AMS light also came with it, and it is perfect for all of us ladies who know nothing about 3D printing. So it will, I have never had to do anything but go on my phone and choose a pretty design from Maker World to print out. And I have something printing on that machine every single day. That's a great machine, the Bamboo Lab A1. I'm going to come in here and trim this fabric. All right, just get rid of some of the excess. We're almost done with this hooping, and you know what that means, you guys. We are going to have another giveaway in just a minute. Let's unfold it. And I'm going to crease this with my fingernail and smooth it out. Okay. The next hooping is pretty big, so we want to make sure we get this right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, this is what it looks like. We're going to go to the hoop, and I am going to be stitching the doll support circles. But if you're doing the sewn in arms of any animal, you don't want to stitch those support circles, so skip those. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip them, actually. It'll save time. So I'm going to skip them tonight, you guys. But then I'm just going to stitch the 4 alignment triangles or rectangles. Now this little tail, it could be in the way. So I am going to untape this tail, and I'm just going to flip it up just like this and tape it like so. And that way it won't get stitched down. So I'm going to skip those doll joints. Let's skip the circles. If you do have doll joint arms, you do want to stitch them. And then I'm just going to stitch those. We do need the alignment markings though, so that's very important. CJ2, so she says, are your sewing videos available on the website? This is the first time I set aside the time for your show tonight. Thank you so much, sweetie, for joining us tonight, CJ. What I try to do is if a particular episode is about a certain design, I will add that video to that design. So when you're on the website and you're shopping or looking at designs, you'll be able to see that there's a tutorial or some kind of information. So I'm trying to be really good about that. Let's see. Happy Brown House says, my machine is refusing to work during this. I was going to try to sew along. Isn't that how things go? Oh, this is why I want a second machine, you guys. Even if it's just like the little brother PE's 900, I would be happy to have that machine. Just because I would be in a pickle if my machine went down. It's not even a funny concept to even think about. It's actually pretty terrifying. Like stuff of nightmares. I'd never want my machine to go down. Let me get this design back. I want to try to keep moving for you guys, okay? We'll come back to those. We are finished with this hooping, so we're just going to rip it out of the hoop really fast. I'm going to get a new piece of stabilizer going and get the next placement line on the next hooping stitching, and we are going to have that giveaway. So if you guys would please enter #midnight. It does not have to be uppercase or lowercase. Just make sure it's #midnight. You can use it in a sentence. You can capitalize the first letter. It is not case sensitive. We're going to have a giveaway. And in case you're wondering, tonight's prize is I'll show you that in just a minute. Let me show you. This is removed from the hoop now. We're going to set this aside. That is our back body. I'm going to save these for another prototype, probably my elephant. I'm going to get rid of this stabilizer and throw it on the floor. I'll clean up later. #midnight. All right, you guys, the giveaway is going to be a yard of that doll fabric, magnetic pacifier, some doll joints, a cut of our faux fur, and a doll needle. And we will have that giveaway in just 1 second. So make sure you enter #midnight. Also, if you are joining the live stream, we have a special offer for you guys tonight. What you can do is you can go to our website and you can find one of the animal dolls that is your favorite to adopt that you don't already have, add it to your shopping cart. And we're talking about the animal dolls with the long legs that are made out of cotton. I think our last ones that we had was the ladybug and the bumblebee. Those are not included in this giveaway, but just pick you one of those dolls, add it to your shopping cart, and then you're going to use the coupon code Midnight Special. So it's all one word with no spaces, Midnight Special, lowercase, in your checkout in the coupon box, and you will get that design for free. So everybody gets to adopt one new baby tonight. Oh, cold coffee. Let me get some tea. Yeah, that was not, I hate cold coffee. Gross. So Belle Rose says, on your last live, you spoke about your first machine. Can you give me what was your biggest issue without saying the machine type? I want to know if I'm having the same issue, please. Are you talking about this machine here, what I'm having problems with, or my very first embroidery machine? Why I stopped using that and traded in? So let me know. Let me know. Let's do that. Let's do that giveaway. Because knowing me. All right, you guys, let's bring out our lovely, dovely giveaway wheel, and then we will get back to some comments in just a minute. Let me know about that. Oh my goodness, we have 141 names. You guys almost don't fit in this poor little wheel. Look how many there are. We can't even see them. All right, you guys, let's interact with the wheel here. Remember to enter #midnight. We have 141 people. Here we go. We are spinning the wheel. Let me get my pencil so I can write down the winner's name. Where's my little pad of paper here? Lynn Pilgrim. Congratulations, Lynn. Lynn Pilgrim, you guys. 4470. Congratulations. You won the doll supply kit. Her name will be removed and she will not be able to win again tonight. And you guys, that was pretty awesome. Remember, here is what you won, Lynn. And then you are going to contact me on the website. So I won't be reaching out to you. You will need to contact me through the website. Let me know what your hoop size is and what fabric colors you want. You can go to junodoll.com and see those fabric colors. And just let me know what you want and what your YouTube profile name is so that no one will steal your prize. Because people are doing stuff like that. All right, here is our final hooping that we are going to be doing together tonight. This is the front body. Now, if you are picking one of our dolls, you will notice that all the body files, they're all going to be the same, but they're going to have different faces. So, I accidentally cut one large piece of fabric for this hooping, so I'm going to have to be really careful, you guys, because I don't have much fabric. And I'm going to have to trim it. So let me do this. I'm going to fold it in half because it needs to have a seam right here. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to improvise. You know what I'm going to do? So normally you would have a piece of fabric for this half and a piece of fabric for this half. And you would do it like we've been doing the arms and legs. You would, you know, place your fabric so it's overlapping a ½ inch and put the other one on top, right side down, sew a line and unfold it. Well, I'm going to improvise and we're just going to use one big piece of fabric and we're not even going to have that seam. The reason why I do this with our dolls is so that you can use like a printed piece of fabric. So like if you had a really pretty floral print and you wanted your doll to look like it was wearing clothes, you could use the fabric for the lower half of the torso. Fun fact. But I'm going to save time and I am actually going to just use one big piece of fabric. What do you guys think? So, and you can do this too. If you are in a hurry, you want to save time. I'm just going to lay this fabric flat and smooth it all out. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and skip those lines. Because we don't want to accidentally stitch them. All right. The next one is going to be a all over placement line. So the machine is going to come and stitch all around and get this fabric secure. So let's do that next. And that will give us the perfect opportunity to go have some new questions. Let's see. I got to scroll way down. So Tammy Doran asked, are people's names showing up more than once on the wheel? No. Whenever I created the wheel, I made sure to tell it in the code that a person can only be in the wheel one time. So if they enter midnight multiple times, there's no way for them to be on the wheel multiple times. That's a good question. Thank you for asking. I try to think of everything I could to make it as fair as possible. Let's see. Gail the Crafter, she says, do you have any suggestions on finding a digitizer who doesn't depend on IA? Do you mean AI? So what I would do is I would not shop on it. I mean, there are lots of digitizers that are on Etsy. We're on Etsy. You can tell by the pictures that they use for their listings or their websites. I don't know if AI is able to do digitizing in a proper way. It's like painting, but more so because the softwares used, they use different formats like PES. I don't know if AI can create a PES file, but it's coming. So don't get me wrong. We need to be aware of this. Just because you don't see this very often now, you guys, it is coming. They're going to use AI for everything. So we have to learn to adapt. So I would just say you need to look for great reviews, real pictures, customer pictures, and I mean, pick someone who has a good reputation. Obviously, I'm a digitizer, but I'm not the only one out there that's good. There's also Designs by Juju and Embroidery Library, John Deere Legacy. I can't even think of all of them. Creative Applique. I have no problem promoting any of the other digitizers because we all work hard and I think we should stick together. Let's see. That's the most people I've ever seen on the wheel too. D. Langston, thank you for that comment. Let's see here. Okay, Vicky Savage, she says, please explain the midnight special code requirements again, please. I will do that right now while we are working on this, Vicky. Thank you for asking. All right, let me talk about this and then I'm going to explain that, okay? Here's our body. Well, let me get you guys down so you can see. Here's our body tack down line. There's a couple markings. So we have the spot for the arms, a little spot for the legs. You see these little lines? I'm going to zoom you guys in. Can you see those little lines? Okay. And here's some lines for the ears. And then we have these lines here. And we'll talk about that in a minute. This design is a little bit different. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to stitch the teeth. I'm going to be leaving this on the machine for quite a while, you guys, because I'm going to be stitching the face. So I may interrupt and constantly, you know, turn around and do something on the machine. It's just because I want to keep it moving. It's going to stitch the face. So let me find, here it is. I like to use water soluble topper, even though it's just cotton fabric. I don't know what it is, but this stuff is magic. I'm going to put this down for whenever the little, actually I'm not going to do that yet because it's just the teeth. We're going to stitch the teeth. And another thing I like to do on these cotton dolls is I like to cut a little scrap of stabilizer just where the face stitches because I don't want it to tear my fabric. So I want to give the embroidery a little bit more support. So I'm just going to spray a little scrap. And look, I'm just going to stick it to the back of the hoop. All right, now it's going to the machine. We're going to do questions. And I'm going to be stitching many things. So bear with me. I'm going to get me some tea. Stacy says, I ordered joints that only come with 2 parts. They were intended that way, but I find them low quality, but I'm not sure if it's only because there isn't washers. So I feel like the ones that are the best quality have the washer. I think they'll work without it, but I feel like that flat washer prevents the fabric from tearing. I feel like it could create a tear later on. So, yes. Oh, and Juanita says, don't forget you needed pictures this time around. Yes, so because I'm filming the tutorial, I need to remember you guys. Everybody scream when I get to the arms that I need to take pictures, okay? Because I don't have that taken pictures of that yet. Let's see. Y'all make me pay attention to this machine. All right, I'm stitching. The next thing is the outline for the muzzle of the lion. And where's my fabrics? Here they are. Okay, let's see. So Happy Brown House says, and a lot of people don't realize that Canva uses AI when they're making their marketing material. They think their elements come from the artist. Yes, I think if you are now, I use AI on a daily basis. I feel like it's okay to use AI for things that save you time, but I don't feel like it should take the place of a person. So like if I need help, understanding a document that was sent to me. By the way, I stitched the teeth and the outline for the muzzle. If I was sent some kind of document and it's over my head, I can give that document to AI. It can read it and it can explain it to me in a way that I can understand it. I'm just going to put a little bit of spray. This is going to go right side up. And we're going to go back to the machine and stitch the tack down line. Another thing I use it for, learning how to do these live streams. I have found videos on how to do live stream, but I had a lot of problems setting up the software, and sometimes it's really difficult to find a video that explains it in a way that my mind can understand something. So I use AI to especially software. I love learning new software, and I like, you know, basically starting new hobbies so I can explore software. You know, troubleshooting problems with my bamboo printer. These days, if you go to Google and you do any kind of search at all, the first response is going to be the AI response. So there is a place for it that is, I feel like, innocent enough. It's not going to go away though, you guys. It's going to be there. AI is in everything, but I do have a problem with, now look, if you want to use AI for your pictures of your stuff that you made, I think that that's fine. AI can be fun and give you creative ideas. But for people who are selling things online, please don't use AI to sell things online. People want to see the real thing. They want to know what they're buying. And I'm on Etsy all the time, and I'm looking at people's reviews, and it's just, there's a problem with people trying to make a quick buck off of you and I on sewing patterns and things like that using AI stuff. If you look at the reviews, the customers' pictures look nothing like the AI picture. It's like it's not even the same design. So those are people who I feel like inside them, they are dishonest. You will learn to spot it with time if you look long enough. That was a very complicated answer to that question, and it's just my opinion. All right, you guys, I have stitched the tack down. This muzzle has 2 tack down lines. One is a zigzag stitch. If you want to use felt and you don't want to do satin stitching, you can do that. I'm going to do the satin stitch step. So it's the second step for the muzzle that does the full satin stitch. Sorry, you guys, that was a long answer. Yeah. And I also think that people get upset whenever they get tricked by AI images. I remember I was scrolling through Facebook one day, and I saw this post, and it was of a little girl crying, and she was holding up something that she made. And I was reading the comments. I immediately knew that this was an AI picture. But like the comments of everybody thought it was real. Like this little girl was really bawling her eyes out. Like, no one likes my picture. And they were like, oh, honey, you know, your work is beautiful. And I'm just like, it's not a real kid. And I think some people get tricked by that. And that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that they can trick you. So like I said, if you want to use AI in your own personal, you're not selling anything, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think when it really becomes a problem is whenever people use it to sell you something. You know, all of us, we are now craving real interaction. We can't feel things and touch it with our hands. So those pictures are very important to all of us. We want to see something for real before we buy it. So that's my take on it. If you guys got any other compliments, please, or the questions, please let me know. Let's see here. Let me get the next color. So I'm going to do the placement line for the nose. I'm trying to stay on top of things. Yeah, just watch out for each other. If you see something that's AI, maybe just stop what you're doing and go on there and leave a comment and say, this is AI, just so that people won't get tricked. And like I said, you'll learn to recognize it when it happens. You'll start to recognize AI. But it is very helpful. But there's, you know, when it comes to artistic expression, that's where I draw the line. And I don't want to use AI photos on my website because I want people to see what they're getting. All right, you guys, this is the fabric for the nose. I'm just going to place it right side up. I'm using it almost feels like velvet, like velour. So I'm just going to cover that like so. Go back to the machine. We're going to stitch the tack down line. Let me use a color you guys can see. Let me also make sure I didn't forget anything tonight. All right. Everybody knows what the secret of tonight is, right? I'm just going to look at the comments, make sure everybody got their free doll If you don't know what I'm talking about, say something. Let me know what if you don't know what the midnight special is. Love Urban Threads, says Judy Held. Yeah, she has cool. Well, actually, I think it's owned by Embroidery Library. They have some really cool stuff on there. It's edgy. Things that look good stitched on black fabric. Very pretty stuff. I have never bought anybody else's designs. I should do that though sometime and see how other people do things. All right, you guys. We're going to get this nose trimmed. I'm just going to get through the construction. I do have a little thing to at the end of this to save us a lot of time. So, and matter of fact, what do you guys think about me skipping the eyes and everything and getting on to the ears? Because I do have a partially finished lion I want to get to. That will help us move along further tonight if I skip doing the face, because we're not going to use this lion right now. I'm only doing this for demonstration. I actually have another lion that's almost done sitting over to the side. So would you guys like for me to do that? That way you don't have to sit here and watch me stitch the eyes and the eyebrows and the nose. I mean, it's very tedious stuff, you guys. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. I'm going to see. We got a little bit of delay, so I'm seeing what you guys think about that. If you want me to skip it. I'm going to pretend you guys are saying yes. Let's see. Tatya says, how do we download the lion? So if you have participated in this release, the early bird special, you can go and download it right now on the website. So it's ready for you to grab. You can just go into your account and download the files. I got them uploaded today. Yes, skip the eyes sounds good. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So here's the ears, you guys. We're going to be placing the ears here and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold. I'm just going to scrunch up the white part of the ear. And then I'm going to place it right side down. And I want my ears to fit inside this little area. I'm going to push them in a little bit further. You see how I have that? Right side down. Thank you guys for letting me know. It's okay to skip. I'm going to get better at this. We're going to get stuff done quicker. I'm going to brainstorm ways to do that for you guys so you can still enjoy it, but it won't be so tedious. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to also tape the other ear over here on this side. Oh my goodness. Give me some tape. Okay, now I'm going to stitch the tack down for each ear. They are separate. Now let me explain something. We are going to skip a stitch. So we now have something in the hoop that creates bulk. And if you are on a single needle machine, what's going to happen is the machine, let's say the machine just finished the eye over here. The needle is going to come over here. It's going to hit the ear, boink, and it's going to tear the ear out of the hoop. But if you skip one stitch on your machine, you know how you can skip one stitch, 10 stitches, 100 stitches, and 1,000. Skip one stitch, and what will happen is the machine will automatically move. The hoop will do its movement, and you won't get any surprises that's going to rip your stuff out of the hoop. So we call that a skip a stitch. And some of you guys who have been here a while, you know what I'm talking about. So you saw the machine did its movement. So now when I put the hoop on the machine, I know exactly where the needle is going to come down. And I'm going to use black thread for this. So the machine is going to come down right in the middle of the ear. So it's not going to be over to the side of the head. I try to do it so the machine needle comes right down, right on top of the ear so it doesn't get hung up on anything. I try to think of you guys. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. So when I skip a stitch, it's going to make the needle be right here. Let me get something. It's going to make the needle be right here. And the machine is going to stitch up one side, back to the middle, and down the other. Instead of starting over here and stitching across, which could make it get stuck on your ear and rip it off. So it's going to start in the middle of the ear as long as you skip a stitch, okay? So now I'm going to skip a stitch again. One stitch. Let me go and skip one stitch. The machine's going to move. Yes. So now I don't have any surprises. You don't have to do that with every single project, but like it's a good habit to get into if you do a lot of in the hoop stuff. So now the machine's going to stitch that other ear. All right. Here is that other ear. Okay. Now, the next step I'm going to explain to you guys, but we're not going to do it because I know personally that this takes like 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm just going to show you what is going to be done and you can do it. It'll be in the tutorial, okay? So we have these little hair pieces and this is for the mane. So after the ear stitch, what you will do is you will start placing. So just center one of those little pieces just like so, and you will tape it. And I'm going to go ahead and tape it right here, like that. Then you are going to take another piece and you're going to overlap it about, I'd try to do it the same amount everywhere. I would say 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to tape it. I can at least tape it. The next one I'm going to put under. We are going over this little outermost line, you guys. So the next one, I'm going to underlap it like so. And this works best if you use cotton fabric. I used Minky on my other lion and it got kind of thick, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Thank God for the 10 needle. And look, just tape it. You see how we're doing this? And you're going to go all the way around the head. Then there's going to be a line. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Might as well. Here's one. Sansa's barking. Can you guys hear her? She misses her mama. All right. And you don't have to use all the pieces. So I give you enough. I think I give you 8 and I'm going to use 7. And then this last one is going to end where the little mark is. There we go. But I'm not going to do the tack down for that. I will give you another hint. If you're doing something like this, you can take a piece of water sealable topper and you would cover your whole face and really mash it down, you guys, like really taut, and tape it in place. What that will do is when the machine comes and it stitches down all these little ears, or not ears, the pieces of the mane, it'll glide over the pieces of fabric, okay? And it won't get stuck on anything. So that's a little tip. Use water sealable if you have some items like this in the hoop and you're worried about the needle coming and scraping it up. I did not tape this very well. I'm just gonna put a few more pieces. I'm not gonna do the tack down line. I'm just gonna allow the final tack down line to be the thing that secures this. Hopefully, if all goes well. All right, so I'm gonna skip that and try to make this quick. Let's do the arms. This is where I need to start taking pictures, you guys. Be on my case about this. Don't let me forget. All right, so what we're gonna do, this is what I need for the tutorial. We are gonna place our arms next, okay? And you wanna make sure that the paw with the little lines is on the correct side. So let me look at this little lion here. Okay. I'm going to place the arms like this. Here's our paw. And tape in place. Actually, I need a bigger piece of tape. Yes, you could use faux fur. That's exactly right. Stacy says you could use faux fur for the mane. Yes, you could. You could just cut a strip and then you could just ladder stitch that to the head and then you don't have to worry about this. So if you don't feel comfortable using yarn or fabric scraps, I almost did actually use faux fur. I think that would be super cute You know what I should do, you guys? No, I can't do it because I'm not stitching the face. I was gonna say I should remove this and use fur and put it on the website so y'all can see what that looks like, but I don't think that's gonna work. I'm gonna tape the arms like this because then my lion's not gonna have a face because I skipped the face. But I might can find a way of showing that by putting the fur on my, let's just do one arm at a time, you guys. All right, you see how I have that done? I taped it. We're gonna go to the machine. We are gonna stitch the tack down line, but first, what are we going to do? We are going to skip a stitch. One stitch, the machine's gonna move. Now it's not gonna rip my arm out of the hoop. And actually, yes. Let me get me some tea. Just Me Just says, I hope you keep those line placement stitches for all future dolls. Do you mean where I have it built into the body tack down line? It's a lot easier than having to stitch a line and then put your arm in place. Is that what you mean? Just Me Just? Also, Linda, let me get this name right. Hannibal, she says, press and seal glad wrap works great. That is a good idea. All right, I stitched the tack down line. Now we are going to open it outward, okay? So open this outward so that you guys can have your hoop space back. And we're gonna get the other arm and put it in the hoop and tape it in place. So get this out of the way. Oh, you guys, I gotta take a picture. Let me take some pictures. Because I forgot, because I am dumb. There we go. Don't let me forget, you guys. All right. I saw a question on here. Yes. Trisha A. Girton says, can the arms be stuffed? Yes, Trisha. So, those arms have an opening and the legs also have an opening to where you can stuff them after we get finished. And it's just a way for you to save bulk and not have any bulk in the hoop. And yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna unhoop this arm or unfold this arm. But that's a good question. Yes, our arms and legs have a little opening, a little gap in the arm that allows you to stuff the arm. All right, so now both of these are attached, but I'm unfolding them out of the way because I want to remove as much bulk as possible. All right, now we're going to do our legs. We're going to place the legs with the claws facing down, and I like to put them on the outermost line. You guys, we're going to have another giveaway when we finish this hooping, okay? So don't forget to enter #midnight. And I'm just going to put that like so. Make sure that your little legs are not close to the necklines up here. So I like to tape them. And now we are going to stitch the tack down for each leg. I didn't take no, I did take pictures of that earlier. It was just the arms that I had to get pictures of. Because you guys, I've already taken pictures of the doll joint arm body. So that's why I have some of my pictures for the tutorial. Let's see, I saw my name up here. Let's see. Oh, everything's going so fast now. Take pictures of the arms for the tutorial. Yes. Take pictures of the arms. Put a rubber band around your wrist every time you want to call yourself dumb. And Just Move Just says, please put a rubber band around your wrist every time you want to call yourself dumb. Please pull and snap it. You are not dumb. And thank you, sweetie. All right, you guys. We got to do the other one. I'm on a 10 needle, so I'm not gonna skip a stitch on this. I'm just gonna go ahead and move the machine. But if you were on your single needle, I would remove your hoop and then I would skip a stitch. Put your hoop back on and then stitch the other leg tack down line. We are almost done with this hooping, you guys. One thing, let's see if I've done everything, got all my steps. Yep, we're gonna be having a giveaway in a minute, so make sure you enter #giveaway. I hope you guys are having fun tonight. Try to do something different. All right, you guys, let's take a look at this. So we have, my eye itches, ugh. We have both tack downs for the legs. Now you could unfold these out of the way if you want to. I'm not gonna do that. Now we need our back body piece. It's the same for all the animals. And we are going to use our rubber pin back tacks. So these little tacks here with these little rubber caps really help whenever your whole hoop is filled up with material and you have nowhere to tape it, which is my situation I got going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these little tacks. I'm going to go up underneath the hoop right here in this corner. And I'm going to take this pin and I am going to pierce the corner of this rectangle. So I'm going to do that right now, and I can kind of feel where the stitching is right there. That is the corner of the box. Now I got this sharp little thing sticking up. I'm going to take my back body piece, which is currently the wrong way. Let's turn it right side down. Sorry, you guys. Don't do like I do. We're going to take this box and we're going to pierce. I like to use the outer corners of the boxes as my point of reference. And then just put the little rubber tack on top, or the cap. I'm going to do the same for all 4 boxes. And then we are going to stitch the tack down line. I have to slide this over to the edge, you guys. I'm sorry, but I'm blind. All right, there's that one. Bloop doop. We're going to do the upper ones. And right over here, I'm just going underneath the hoop and going through the stabilizer and the fabric layers, and then putting these little caps on top. All right, you guys, here's the situation we got. So this is holding our fabric. I also like to put a little piece of fabric on the sides if I can. Anywhere I can get some tape, I like to put a piece if I can. Now we're going to go to the machine and we are going to stitch some partial tack down lines. We're going to leave our arms folded out. This is for the sewn in arm version. If you have doll joint arms, you don't have to worry about arms. Actually, I'm going to skip a stitch. Let me do that really quick. So we're just going to skip 1 stitch. Let the machine move. And I'm actually going to need to watch this, you guys, because it's, I don't want anything bad to happen. So I'm going to get my little stick here. I know the machine's going to start right there. I hope you guys can see. I just want to watch it for just a minute. I mostly just wanted the top of this head. Please don't stick your fingers near the embroidery hoop. Don't be like Becca. Been there, done that. Let's see. So Linda also asked, love those pins. Where do you get them? They are on Amazon. Let me get my little box. Here it is. Let me show you this. So let me zoom you in. Might have some bad quality here, guys. I can't, that's not gonna work. Anyway, they are, I'll put a link, and there might actually be a link already in the description of the video, but they are by Rudy. They're usually $8.99. You get 100 of them, and it's just like a bunch of these metal tacks. It's hard to explain. And then you just search for rubber pin backs, and then this little cap just goes on. And you can also get these cute little silicone shapes. Like this one is a star. I think I also have some hearts and clouds. So those usually don't come with the metal parts, but get you a basic pack and you will be loving life. I think that the Judy said, she says, do you think the text can be used on a domestic sewing machine? I think so. I think it could be. My nose itches. Let's see. Doris, she says, how do you determine if you want to use the doll joints? I have only done sewn-in option. I would say that doll joints are an option like whenever you don't want to deal with bulk in your machine. I think a lot of customers appreciate being able to use doll joints so that they don't have to worry about the arms or the legs. Things will be attached after construction. It also is helpful for new people who don't know how to hand sew very well, or those with single needles. So it just depends. And some designs, it's not, it's always optional. You can always hand sew the head on, you guys. But it is fun to have the head be able to move from side to side. Now, let's talk about these arms, because I need to take some pictures of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen these pins on the outside. I don't need them anymore because everything is already done. Let me remove it. Going as fast as I can, you guys. We are going to be done in just a minute. We're going to have a giveaway. So what you want to do with the sewn in arms, everything is sewn around the edges. So here and here and here. It did not sew at the legs or the arms. We are going to go back to the machine. If you had your legs sticking out, you would tuck them back in right now. If you did that, and sew across. So we're going to do that next. Actually, I'll come back to it. I'll save time and do it all together. Let's pretend that this is sewn. So everybody pretend this is sewn. Okay, we sewed it on the machine. Now we're where the arms are. This is what I want to show. This is what I need to take pictures of for the tutorial. We're going to take this arm and we are going to tuck it inside. And what I like to do is, this is one of the reasons why I have this opening in the back of the body. Because now, you guys, you can reach inside of here with, where's my hemostats? Oh my goodness, here they are. Now I can reach inside and I can get that arm. And look, you can pull it through and it can hang out right here, just like so. I do recommend you push it to that side. It's usually this arm that goes first, and we're just going to tape it. Now we've removed some bulk. It's not all up underneath the body. I brought the arm out, so I recommend that. Now we're going to go to the machine and we're going to stitch the tack down line for this arm area. Here we go. I'm going to skip one stitch. Yeah, yes, we want to do that. We'll get a question here in a minute. We got 3 colors left, so almost done. Make sure you enter hashtag midnight and don't do hashtag giveaway. Make sure you do hashtag midnight so that you'll be added to the drawing. All right, we did the leg. I told you I was going to do the legs, so I just stitched over the leg area. Now I'm doing our arms. And since I'm on a multi-needle, I'm not going to skip a stitch. I'm just going to go ahead and go. But if you are on a single needle, remember to skip a stitch. It'll help you. Any important questions? Oh no, I forgot to take a picture. I'll get pictures in just a minute. Let me do that. Somebody reminded me. Okay, let me take a picture, you guys. Let me get my top down view so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take this, and this is usually how I do it. I pretend like I'm gonna stick the arm in, and I take a picture. And then I really stick the arm in. And let's move this one over here. So my tutorial is gonna be all messed up because I forgot. Ugh, I hate that. I'm just reaching inside of there, pulling my little army wormies out. And I like to take a picture of that step and then show that the arm is now inside. Lots of pictures. I've been doing this for a long time, you guys. I have a 10 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive on my computer filled with tutorial pictures. It is crazy. All right, I think I got pictures of everything. All right, that's what I needed for my tutorial. So now we can go quick. We got two colors left. Actually, this is the last color step. So let's get it. Now, I'm not going to make you guys wait until I trim this lion and turn it right side out because I have, where did I put it? I had my lion. Oh, here he is. He's over here, and I have already stitched him all up. I'm going to show you guys how to attach a doll joint. We're going to have the giveaway in just a second. We're just going to get this arm attached, okay? So I've already gone ahead. This is what yours is going to look like in the hoop. See how we have the whole outline. You would then remove this from the hoop, trim all around your body, okay? And then you would turn it right side out through this opening right here. You would pull your arms and your legs out. So we're not going to do that together tonight because I want to hurry up. And I've already done this for you. Now, I didn't ladder stitch him shut, but we are going to stuff him and attach his arm really quickly, okay? This is the 8x12 size. Someone asked, what size lion did you do? This is 8x12. I haven't seen him, you guys. I want to see him done. I want to see what his face looks like. And I'm going to go really fast, okay? So let's get you guys down. What you want to do if you have the doll joint arms is you will locate these little support circles and you will snip a hole, okay? You will take your doll joint, insert it into the arm, and you'll cut a hole in this circle and the doll joint will protrude like it's shown here. I like to go ahead and stuff the arm. It just makes it easier. And then you will push, make sure you get your arms on the right side of the body. So this one is the correct side because on the outside is his little paw marks. And I'm gonna push it in. You see how I just pushed that post definitely into this circle. Okay, don't get the wrong circle. We need the flat disc and the locking disc. So I'm going to reach inside. Here's that post inside the body. I'm going to put the flat disc on and then the locking disc. And look how easy these go. They just snap right together. It's so easy. All right, so now we have attached his arm. Isn't that so much faster, you guys, than hand sewing? Tell me you want to hand sew something after that. If it's not for a baby, I mean, doll joints. Very helpful. All right, let's get him stuffed. All right, I'm gonna get me some stuffing. Look at him, he's so adorable. I haven't seen him done yet. Are you guys excited? I promise we're gonna do it. Actually, let's stop before we stuff him. I'm gonna do the giveaway just in case people have something to do tonight. I don't want to disrespect you guys. Remember that our prize is a giveaway kit of the doll fabric, the wig and the pacifier and all the doll joints and a doll needle. So we are going to go over to our giveaway. I'm going to be stuffing him while we do this giveaway. Make sure you enter #midnight in the comments. I'm just going to wait about 30 seconds. #midnight. Please enter the drawing. We have 165 names. Oh my goodness. Now, what could happen, you guys, is some people could enter the drawing and then they had to leave. So they might not be watching right now. They might have already gone to bed. All right, everybody make sure you are in. See, I see people entering, but it's not doubling their names. I promise you guys, this is going to be fair, okay? Oh, almost punched myself in the face. You ever do that? You just get so crazy stuff and stuff. All right. All right, we are doing the drawing. Are we ready? Everybody ready? I'm gonna pull up my spinning wheel. Here we go. This is our last winner for the night. Let's see who wins. I'm so excited. Jolene Warbington. Congratulations, Jolene. You have won the doll joints and the fabric and all the goodies. Let me get my paper so I can write your name. Wait, how many giveaways did we do tonight? Jolene Warbington. I will do a bonus for those of you who stay at the end as a little final treat, okay? Because bless y'all's heart for sticking with me. Thank you. Whoops, let me get my, hang on, I got my cameras missed. Okay, there we go. Sorry. All right, I'm just stuffing our lion here. Yeah, I'll do another giveaway right before the end of the live stream just to reward you guys. Let me get my big stuffing stick so I can get this doll stuffed. It's very important how you stuff the head, okay? So I'm using the big stick. I'm gonna really push it in. I'm so excited to see him all done up. I hope he turns out good. I hope I didn't mess him up. Let me put you guys in a top-down view so we can see how he's coming together. He will have an outfit. So Cordero asked, will he have an outfit? We have an outfit that goes with our new elephant and lion. Is called the Sweet Summer outfit, or summer something. It's something summer. Yes, they will come with clothing and it will be added to your downloads. I'm still trying to prototype those. The way I do that is I get a piece of paper, I lay it on the doll, and I draw the outfit. Just like a little kid would do. Just draw the outfit and then I take it off of the body and I will put me some, like just a square that says 1 inch on it. And I will take that to my, I'll take a picture of it with my phone, and then I will put that picture in my software, and that's how I make the clothes. It's very unprofessional, non-technical, but it works for me. All right, I'm gonna take a minute to shape this head. Now, I will say this minky type mane that I got for this lion, it's really soft and malleable, so it's really forming to his head well. And if I want to adjust the mane, I could put a few pieces of, or a few stitches, but he's turning out nicely. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but on this one, I stuffed the nose, and the way I did that was before I turned it right side out, I cut a hole in this fabric and this fabric that is behind the nose very carefully. I made a little slit, and then with my hemostats and some polyfill balls, I went through the fabric and the white fabric into the nose and pushed some polyfill so that he has a little 3D nose, just a little extra. This color, I'm not exactly sure what this color is. I want to say it's the color leather, but it might not be. There's a color that's called leather. It's really pretty. I need to get me a sample card of all those colors that they have. I've almost had them all. There's one that's my favorite. It's a pink color and it's called Blossom. I really love the nutmeg color and the sand. I think that's what this is, you guys, is it's the sand. But you want to pay attention to the head, and you want to stuff it really, really well. And I may go back tonight and really fill out the head more, but you just want to be really careful and stuff to shape it. So you spent all this time making something. Look how cute he is. He's got his little arms and legs are done. Let's get his tummy stuffed real fast. And we are done. I really appreciate you guys being patient with me. I'm still learning so much. I'm gonna get better at this. So I'm just gonna quickly stuff his little tummy so I can see what he's gonna look like, because I'm excited. Make sure you get up in that neck really good. Yes, you can do that. Now, the trick to doing that is to use a fabric that's the applique for the nose. Use something that has some stretch to it. So if you use t-shirt jersey, that would be good. It would stretch really good. This is a stretch velvet kind of material. It has 4-way stretch, so it's really stretchy. You could also use dance fabric. So the key to that, if you're going to stuff something like this, use a stretchy fabric. And that'll make it easier to really get that effect that you're going for. If you just used cotton fabric, it wouldn't be as good. I don't think it would show as much. Now, the one thing I'm not going to do with my lion, but the pictures will be on the website, you guys, okay, is I'm going to put a little scrap of fur on his tail. I'm just going to cut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some fur and I'm going to cut it in this shape right here. I'm just going to make me like a little tiny little cut with a craft knife, and I'm going to glue it to the tail on this side, and I'm going to cut another piece and glue it to the tail on that side, and then he will have this cute little faux fur, brown faux fur tail poof on the end of his tail. It'll be so cute. So look for that on the website when I get it finished. All right, that's good enough. I can always go back. I don't think that someone says, so Deborah says, would a flop stopper help with the head? It does on doll joint heads, Deborah, but you don't need it on these kind because the head is integrated with the body. All right, what do you guys think? Is it good enough? Obviously, I still need to stitch him shut. I think he's cute. We have one more step, you guys. I love doing this. This is my favoriteest thing. I love to blush my doll's cheeks. This is Pan Pastels. It is a artist quality pastel. It comes in a little cake like this, and the color is pearlescent red. I'm just going to take a little makeup brush, and I'm just going to blush his little cheeks. Just like so. And this will not come off, so be careful with it. It is permanent. But I always like to blush my little doll cheeks like so. It just adds that little extra touch. Well, what do you guys think? Did you enjoy making Leo the lion with me tonight? Or Leo, Liana, she's a girl. Most of my animals are girl names. But I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate you being here and sticking with me, because this was a live stream and I tried to trim as much time as I could off of it. Just at the end, I want to say, in case we have someone who tuned in late, we have a free gift for you tonight. Go to the website and pick up one of these dolls. It doesn't have to be the lion. You can't pick the lion. But we have 16 other dolls that if you add one of them to your shopping cart and you put the coupon code Midnight Special in the cart, it will give you a doll of your choosing for free. So go to our website and find you an animal doll with these little long legs and long arms that are made out of fabric. You get to pick one and you get to have it for free. Now, this is very important. This coupon code expires at midnight tonight. So it is only for those of you who are in the live stream. It is my way of saying thank you for hanging with me. You know, someone watching on the replay, they won't be able to get it. It's just for the people in the live stream. But you have until midnight Eastern Standard Time to go shopping after the show. Find one of the dolls that you love to adopt and add it to your cart, and you can make yourself a beautiful doll too. I hope you guys have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you next Sunday on the Midnight Embroidery.